This is how the 4Runner TRD Off-Road should come from the factory. I'll include a link to the Larry Schmiller Toyota and Murray's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this 4Runner. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get right into it. Now, powering this 4Runner build is the iForce Max, so it's a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder paired to a hybrid. It puts out 326 horsepower and then 465 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help me out with that. Now, this 4Runner build is built off of a TRD Off-Road, again with the hybrid. They have removed the air dam, so that shows you the recovery points. Really cool look, but it just makes the front end look so much better. And that's something easy you can do to any 4Runner with an air dam, is just take the thing off and you'll have a car that looks a lot cooler. Now, this has a Westcott Designs 3-inch suspension lift. And then tire and wheel setup is 275 by 70 by 18. So this is a true 33. It's a BFG KO3. By the way, great tire. You could fit more tire underneath this 4Runner if you wanted. You could do a 34, especially with this suspension lift. There is more than enough space for that. But either way, with the blacked out TRD wheels that aren't showing on the camera very well here because the car's white, it looks cool. Trust me, in person, it looks cool with the wheels popping out. I mean, again, you go from that to the white, it's just a nice contrast on the vehicle. Now, one slight downside with this being the hybrid, you do have less cargo space because the battery increases the load floor height, but it does not get in the way of passenger cabin space at all. Now, feature-wise, this is built off of a non-premium, so you do have the cloth interior with the manual seats, but you still get a digital gauge cluster. You can see we've got an infotainment system a little bit smaller in size. This still has the part-time four-wheel drive system. It's got multi-terrain select crawl control. It has a rear locking differential, so it's got all the equipment you'd want. And 4 auxiliary switches if you want to add extra lights and stuff like that. So here's our window sticker and then obviously the extra options. So $55,000 is the base MSRP on this one. And when I say base MSRP, that's without any of the aftermarket accessories. But you can see a few accessories. There's your total price, $61,229. So it's getting closer to a TRD Pro in terms of pricing, but I mean, it's still like 9-10 grand less. Anyways, let's take this out and see how it performs. This week's giveaway features a limited edition 850 horsepower Mustang Dark Horse, as well as a custom 455 horsepower Bronco Raptor, and $45,000 to cover the taxes on the vehicles if you win. Use code BHC or click the link in the video description or the pinned comment. This will give you 4x entries on any donation, $25 or more. Not only that, these donations go to help both children's and veterans charities. So click the link below. Best of luck and hope to see you in a Bronco Raptor and Mustang Dark Horse soon. Off in this modified TRD Off-Road and see how the suspension handles with the lift kit. Now, these cloth seats in the 4Runner, I'm actually kind of a big fan. They're one of the nicer cloth seats that you can get in a vehicle. They've got this kind of rugged, durable feel to them. And I don't know, I mean, just go like, I mean, let me know if you disagree with me, but just go and pop into a new 4Runner and touch the seats and let me know if you agree. It just has a solid feel to it. One downside, the bolsters in the bottom are a little bit tight. I've got pretty big legs and they don't really fit. I'm kind of sitting on the bolster. Well, let me try to. Now with where the pedals are located, I kind of have to, for me to use the dead pedal, I kind of have to sit on the bolster rather than fully in it. The other one, I'm kind of in it. It's not bad though. I feel pretty comfortable overall. But it kind of is also just like a Japanese car thing where their seats are just a little bit tighter in general, I've noticed. But it's not a huge deal. Not at all. Great torque. Now again, this is gonna have no problem moving 33s. I had a Land Cruiser 250 as a test car on the channel for quite some time, and I had 34s on that before I got rid of it, and yeah, the fuel economy wasn't great, but it could move the 34s just fine. Yeah, the torque on this is fantastic. And that is one thing to note. If you are gonna go bigger with your 4Runner with the tires, like a lot bigger than stock, you're probably gonna want to get the hybrid. You don't have to, it's not a necessity, but it's nice. Not a, I have to remember my one thing, not a necessity, but a nicety, right? this rides really well. I've only reviewed a few vehicles with Westcott design stuff on it. I've been impressed so far. Now, I don't know the long-term reliability. I can't comment on that for you guys. But what I can tell you is it seems like you don't really concede the factory ride quality. Like, this seems like it has pretty much just as much body roll as normal. The ride feels just as comfortable. And I mean, 3 inches is a lot for a car that has independent front suspension. But yeah, it doesn't seem to mess things up. Now, obviously, the real test would be taking this off-road through some bumps, seeing how the suspension handles that compared to stock, because, you know, this might decrease down travel enough to where, yeah, then it might not be comfortable with that anymore. But we're obviously not going to be doing that with a dealership car. It'd be fun though. It would be fun to try that out. Yeah, I forgot how good the low end torque is on this thing. Like, you guys remember, like right now I'm daily driving my Wrangler, which has a V8, and that thing's like the definition of torque, right? It's got 470 pound-feet of torque from a big displacement V8. And this thing, to me, feels good. Feels like pretty strong. Pretty strong. One thing that I will say, though, again, is the fuel economy. Like, I know for a fact this thing's going to get probably like 16 to 18 miles per gallon. Which my Jeep, by the way, driving up here with the V8 and 37s, I got over 16 miles per gallon. So that is one downside about these new smaller turbo engines, is they might be better with emissions, but in terms of fuel economy and then therefore fuel range, not going to be fantastic. But I'm sure that as technology improves over time, it'll probably get better. Probably. No guarantees on that, of course. Yeah, this is nice. So the TRD Off-Road, I still think this is kind of, it's always been the 4Runner sweet spot in a lot of ways. With this new generation 4Runner, it's really good. I think for most people, they don't take their 4Runners off-road. The SR5, the new SR5 is the one that I would start with in terms of, you know, what I was looking at. Man, like going through the dip here and everything, this actually handles it. Like, just the transition. I probably look like such an idiot. Hey, camera operator, they've got cameras and a lot. Camera operators like, what are you doing? Or if they have someone looking all the time, I don't know. But yeah, the SR5, I would check that one out. I would start with that one actually, because it has really nice seats. I like the interior overall. It's got 4-wheel drive, and if you're not going to take it off-road, like the rear locking differential multi-train select, off-road, that's what they're great for. But if you don't do any off-roading, it's like, it's not really going to do much for you. But yeah, this build's great. I think it looks great. The Westcott design lift performs really well in terms of the comfort and all of that. You can do even bigger tires if you wanted with this. So it's a solid build. I think they did a really good job with this 4Runner, and I kind of think that this is what the TRD Off-Road should look like from the factory, is this like aggressive stance with big tires. Because again, it's a TRD Off-Road, right? Keep the dinky little tires to the SR5 and put the big beefy tires on the TRD Off-Road. Let me know your thoughts.